episode 2 of Catavan Kitchen. Today we're going to make Bharta. It's basically kind of baba ganoush but as a curry. The main ingredient is aubergine, kind of char-grilled, cooked straight on the hob, which is happening right now. I'll explain that in a minute. The other ingredients, you've got your basic sauce, your masala for the curry, which is onion, garlic, tomatoes, chili powder, ground coriander, turmeric, salt, oil. That's your standard for most curries, just the ratios are slightly different. Along with the aubergine, we're also going to have some potatoes in there too. That's my own addition, that's how I like doing it. Mostly, traditionally, Bharta has no potatoes in it. Everything else is fine and the same. The first thing that you've got to do is, I'm going to say char-grilled, but that's probably not the right term. That's what I've always called it. It's cook the aubergine, right? These are fairly hefty aubergines, so we're going to use 2 separate cookers. And you're just going to put them on your cooker, like so, and then turn the heat on. That's it. Simple as. Keep the heat probably at a medium to low, depending on your needs. And there we go. Should probably only take about 10-15 minutes, hopefully. So the aubergine has now been on here for about 15 minutes. I've been turning it occasionally, kept the heat at a constant medium to low. You will start smelling a char-grilled smell, char-grilled aubergine smell, and the aubergine becomes squishy. The skin goes a bit crunchy. It starts to come away a little bit, but the rest of it just becomes squishy like that, and it will sizzle. There will be a lot of steam coming out of them, but that's fine. We can go from there. Whilst that's going on though, we're going to chop our onion and our garlic and our potatoes ready to go, and the tomato as well, and we shall make the masala. That's 2 cloves of garlic chopped and ready to go in. Okay, so the aubergine, I believe, are done. We're going to turn off the cooker under there, not set everything on fire. Take the aubergine, they will be hot, so be careful. They don't quite look aubergine-y anymore because the skin is all crunchy and hard in places. But we're just going to leave that to cool, and we're going to add some oil to the pan, along with the onions, one onion, and 2 cloves of garlic. We're going to turn the heat on maximum till the onion and garlic are golden brown. The garlic and onion is now soft and starting to brown. Now we're going to add our seasoning and spices. You want, bear with me, about half a teaspoon of salt, or according to your own taste, 1/4 of a teaspoon of turmeric, 1 heaped teaspoon of ground coriander. Finally, depends on your chili powder, this one's fairly strong and we quite like our spices, 1/2 a teaspoon of chili powder. You're going to mix all of that in. Have your chopped tomatoes ready to go, because as soon as you've stirred the spices in, you're going to put the tomato in. and then you're going to stir that in. So as soon as you've added the tomatoes and quickly stirred that in, you're going to add some water, just like so. Not too much water, just enough for there to be some liquid to be able to cook the masala. Then you're going to cook it, let it reduce, and again just separate the oil from the rest of the masala. I will show you how. It should only take about 10 minutes. Use that 10 minutes to peel and chop your potatoes if you haven't already, and de-skin your aubergine. Again, I will show you how. So the masala has got to the stage where it's fairly dry, but as you can see it's quite shiny. The oil is not quite separating yet, but the mixture itself is slowly trying to stick to the pan. You want to stop it from sticking to the pan by stirring it continuously, basically. Eventually you'll get to the stage where the oil, just like here, will start to separate away from the mixture. Just like there, you can see it just there and over here. And that is when you know that your masala is ready. Do pay great attention here, because this is where a lot of curries can go wrong. You end up burning this and you've messed up the whole dinner. So next we're going to add a little bit of water to this, settle it down. Not a lot, just a little bit, just like that. And just let that mix in and homogenise. The masala is now all homogenised. So you can see it's not dry and it's not too watery. We're going to add the potatoes to this. I'm going to stir them in, just like so, covering them. And then we're going to add a little bit more water, just so that they don't start sticking to the bottom of the pan and burning. There we go. As the water dries and the potatoes cook, add a little bit more water, trying to keep it to this kind of consistency. Again, so that the whole mixture doesn't stick and burn. So the aubergine, we've got to peel them and then you'll see what's inside. Just chop off the top, should come off fairly easy. Slide down the middle, and you should just be able to peel away the skin. This can get fairly messy as the purplish black of the aubergine will go everywhere. Try not to take too much of the flesh away with the skin when you do this, because the fleshy part is what you want. So that is one de-skinned aubergine. Do the same to the other one, or however many aubergines you have, and then we're ready to move on to the next step. When both of the aubergines are peeled, or however many you have, I would suggest washing up your knife and chopping board to get rid of any skin or charcoal. And then you're going to chop it down the middle several times. You're basically going to try and get this as fine as you possibly can. Just get it smushy. Smushy is what we want. Smushy is a very technical term, I know. There we go. Good. The aubergines are properly cooked, they should be very easy to chop through. Whilst you're doing all of this, make sure you keep an eye on your potatoes so that they don't stick like mine are now. There we go. It's ready to go in. Doesn't it look appetizing? Trust me, it'll all work out, I promise. So the potatoes are very, very almost cooked. Very almost cooked. As I said, if you take a knife, you test it, feels like a knife going through a cooked potato basically, and not a raw one. Final main step really, final main ingredient is our smushed aubergine. That's just going to go straight in there, and then gently we're just going to fold it in. I'm going to turn the heat down to minimum. Once that's all mixed in, we're going to leave that probably about 5 minutes whilst we get everything ready to serve. Tonight we're going to have these with tortillas. Simple, you can have them with rotis, chapatis, baratas, naan, even with rice if you particularly want. You can have it with whatever. But yes, that is basically ready to eat. Asian food, South Asian food, not Oriental food necessarily, goes very well with yogurt. So serve with some yogurt on the side. And there you go. Bharta. Excellent.
That's really nice.
Yeah?
And there's a slight delay with the spice.
Excellent.
It does go really well with the yogurt.
Good, I'm glad.
I feel like I should just try a bit just with a spoon.
Try a bit with a spoon then.
So it's a bit of potato with the sauce and the yogurt. That's a little bit of everything, I'd say.
Yep.
So this is all mine. Where's yours?
It's supposed to be sharing.